Good evening, wrestling fans, and welcome to another exciting episode of the new Down to the Mat. I'm Primetime Joe Milone, of course joined by me, my 104-year-old co-host, Preston Montgomery, Esquire.
Always looking good for my age.
Yes.
Folks, good to see you again. Thanks for joining us. I'd like to thank everybody that's been getting in touch with us on our emails. Once again, I'm PMESQ at 151.
At AOL.com.
At AOL.com.
And I'm PrimetimeJCM at AOL.com, so please send us your feedback. We'd love to hear from you.
Keep your comments coming. Folks, on our last show, we told you that we would be talking much more about an exciting opportunity that is here on Staten Island for all you wrestling fans, and tonight we're going to start.
We have a great show lined up. We have two very special guests. We have Sienna, former NEPW champion, as well as someone you're very familiar with.
One of my charges, Mr. Textbook himself, Philly Madison, and they come to us from the school at NEPW, Northeast Pro Wrestling. Again, fans, if you've ever thought about becoming a pro wrestler, this is the place to go. Check it out, Team NEPW.com.
Anyway, we'd like to bring our first guest on right now. All the way from Arizona, Sienna Blaze.
Hi, guys.
How you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Sienna, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Why don't we start off nice and simple? How and why you decided to become a wrestler and go to NEPW?
Well, I was a wrestling fan. Actually, I haven't been a wrestling fan for too long. I started watching when I was in high school, and I started going to RCW NW New York. And yes, and so I got to be friends with some people there. And when Zieg and At Creed opened their wrestling school, it sounded like a great opportunity to learn from some people who I knew were really good and who would also train you well.
Okay. And now, as far as you've trained and you've graduated from the school, one of the first graduates, if I'm not mistaken.
From the school on Taylor Street in Castleton.
Right. Okay, so now you've also, beyond the NEPW shows, you've branched out a bit.
Yeah, I've been working a lot of different places, Tennessee, Pennsylvania, upstate New York.
Now, how do you find the reception there compared to the area around here?
Definitely, it's different. The South is a completely different style of wrestling, so it's harder there. I'm also usually wrestling girls outside of NEPW, so it's a little different.
It's definitely an interesting point to bring up. When you were trained and you were going to NEPW, you were the only woman there.
Yes.
And I'm sure that has definitely affected your wrestling style. Now, how does that translate when you go out to wrestle women that might have been trained by other women?
I think that there's definitely, most women nowadays are training with all men. You find very few schools that have more than one or two girls. So while I wrestle more of a guy style, a lot of girls also wrestle that way too. And it's good because when you try and work out a match with someone, you know, they have the same philosophy as you, and it's not, you get a lot more women who actually want to wrestle nowadays.
It's not like looking pretty and hanging out. So what other federations have you worked for? What are some of the names?
I worked for Kapow in Philadelphia, Trans World Wrestling Alliance, and Penn York Wrestling out in Western Pennsylvania, New York Championship Wrestling, Northeast Championship Wrestling, and now I've been working for Southern Wrestling Alliance down in Tennessee.
Oh, so you've got quite a load of work opportunities.
Yeah.
And I guess you got to test that to your training at NEPW's facilities.
Yeah, definitely.
Where do you see yourself going from this point?
My major goal and my only goal is to go to Japan. And as I keep telling everybody, once I get to go to Japan, once I'm done with wrestling, I have my outside life. So that's all I want is to go to Japan.
Well, that is the place to go for female wrestling.
Yes.
They have,
Absolutely. Definitely a different style out there.
Definitely a little stiffer, I guess, too, so to speak.
Actually, I think we have some footage of Sienna wrestling at the NEPW arena from one of our more recent shows.
Yeah, I believe that we're going to be showing a match where you defended your title against Mike Farmer, and we're going to go to that footage.
It is. Yeah, this is sort of mid-match, top rope leg drop. Very painful.
What kind of psychology did you go in using, for this match? Mike Farmer is pretty much a high flyer, from what I remember correctly.
He's also very much the same size as I am, so unlike someone like Zieg's size, I could throw him around too. So.
Well, you were NEPW champion.
Yeah.
You did have a successful title defense
Yes.
against your former teacher, Z.
Yes.
It feels good to say former teacher, as you're a legitimate wrestler now.
I don't know. I don't like to call him former teacher though, because I'm still learning things.
Well, that's the name of the game in the wrestling business. You're always
Yeah.
constantly learning.
Yeah.
You're a little hung up over there.
Yeah, that wasn't very nice.
Blood rushing to your head can't be too good.
Yeah, that wasn't too fun. I'm not too fond of being in that position. But Mike Farmer, he's a high flyer, but maybe he's hit his head a few too many times. It's taken way too much time getting up there.
Look like you're ready back for the prowl.
Yeah,
Getting up. Mike Farmer did take a little too much time there.
way too much time.
Taught him a lesson there.
I think I did.
Sometimes you underestimate a little bit.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Top rope
Very nice.
Hurricanrana. How does it feel to perform a move like that? I mean, is it scary?
Yeah. I mean, you're not really thinking about it when you're in the match, so it's not as bad, but it's really scary when you first get up there and you see how far it is, and especially a move like a Hurricanrana where you have to go backwards.
Yeah, that's never safe.
No.
At least.
How have you found the fans' reception to you?
They've been really good. They seem to cheer for me a lot and seem to enjoy me. Outside of NEPW, I'm not always the fan favorite. I've had fans confront me at ringside and chase me.
How you
Well-
tell that? It sounds like an interesting story. You want to elaborate on that a little bit more?
Well, in Pennsylvania, they don't have to have guardrails. So as I was making my entrance, one lady seemed to decide she really didn't like me and followed me around ringside to give me peace of her mind. She was quite large.
Well, let me tell you, I have been telling the fans of wrestling for a long time that they have absolutely no respect.
Some of them don't. Some of them do. Some of them do. You can't say that about all of them. Can't make a broad generalization like that. Mike Farmer's back on the attack
Yeah,
again. He's got the upper hand.
We always seem to end up outside the ring somehow. And he's got me out there again, but
Now you and Mike Farmer were in the school at the same time, correct?
yeah, he actually started before me.
So it might be a little more difficult, somebody that knows your style more, knows a little bit more what to expect from you.
Yeah, but, since Mike Farmer, he was out for a while, and so I've completely changed my style lately. I've been adding a lot more high flying, more power moves. So I think I did catch him a little off guard.
Looks like you might have. I don't
Yeah.
think he expected such a workout.
No, that was a very hard match for both of us. Lots of bruises.
Very nice sit-down slam.
Yeah, I'm very fond of that.
What are some of your favorite moves to execute?
Hurricanranas and head scissors are just fun. The sit-out body slam. I don't know, fisherman suplexes, leg drops. Love leg.
All the classics.
Yes,
Ooh.
Stiff kick.
that hurt.
It looks like it did.
And he fits me.
And there it
He
is.
took you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Milone, did you call up this footage?
Not me.
Are you trying to insult our guest?
Would I disrespect our guests like that?
Yeah.
That's not me.
Yeah.
Come on, it was the worst day of my wrestling life.
No,
Did
see,
you watch it again?
Sienna,
I'm
it's
sorry,
like I
Sienna.
say, some people have absolutely no respect.
And you're
what
looking
people
at
do.
you're right.
I don't know what to say. I apologize. I think you're a much better champion.
Well, Preston, I think you have a little ulterior motive because you managed Philly Madison, and if you remember, Philly Madison was the one I beat for the belt.
Yes.
Well, that may be true, but let's not forget that Philly didn't have me in his corner at the time. So that's one. And number two, like I said, Philly was probably off that day. But you are an excellent wrestler. I will not take that away from you.
As long as we agree on
As the
that.
audience stares at the hurricane talking to them.
Stare at
No,
the
we
hurricane.
don't have the hurricane on the show, unfortunately. Not that's a bad thing because we have Sienna Blaze here today joining us. So you said you wanted to go to Japan. Any
Yeah.
plans on getting out there? Any tapes out there, or?
No, not yet. I really don't know. It depends who's looking to bring in American women. Since Arceon, one of the feds out there, just had a Taylor from Tough Enough and another girl by the name of Cheerleader Melissa. They did a really good job and were very well received. So hopefully they'll be looking to bring in more Americans next year.
Any final words to our audience?
Not really. Just come keep watching the show and come check us out when we have a live show someplace.
Okay. Sienna, thank you very
Absolutely.
much.
Sienna,
Thank you
thank you
very
for coming. Again, folks, if you want to know about how to become a professional wrestler yourself, check it out on the site, teamnepw.com.
I didn't say that, though. I didn't say it. We have another very special guest, someone who you're very close with. Why don't you introduce him, Preston?
Ladies and gentlemen, from Madison Avenue, the textbook himself, Philly Madison.
There's no audience here.
Thank you.
Excellent to see you, Phil.
Always nice to see you.
All right, well, the question that I've been meaning to ask you is, where exactly is Madison Avenue?
Madison Avenue? Manhattan.
You don't get around, do you, Milone?
No,
I'm
Lives in a shed?
just asking. Just maybe not for me, but for the home viewers. Listen, I just want to make this clear that this isn't the Preston Montgomery Esquire Philly Madison.
Do you have another intelligent question?
I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you
ask
talk.
where Manhattan is.
I'm just expressing to the home audience, just because there are other people that might have a
So,
question.
we've been talking about NEPW.
Yes.
You got your training there?
Yes.
Why don't you tell us about it?
Oh, well, let's see. Been training for about 3 years now. One of the first to graduate. And, let's see, I held the heavyweight title, the Lord of the Ring title, and I won the 2002 Battle Bowl.
That is absolutely impressive.
Yep.
I am amazed. This man is an incredible wrestler.
You got a little bit of brown on your nose, Preston.
I could be partial.
Well, Philly, you've done it. You've done a lot in NEPW. Do you see yourself expanding onto the independent scene or anywhere else
Well,
thereafter?
I actually have been on the independent scene. Not as much as I would like to be, but I have also been on the independent scene.
Okay. Where are some of the places that you've worked?
Mostly Jersey.
Okay. For JWA?
JWA, UWC, UCW.
Who are some of your toughest matches out there?
Oh my God, I was in this crappy tag match with a guy called New Wave. That was the worst. He garbage, not compared to me.
Nah, who does?
As far as after that, now you've done a few independent dates. Do you see yourself expanding, or maybe going? Like Sienna wants to go to Japan. Any interest for you in that? Or?
Oh, definitely. I'll go anywhere the Phillies want it, I'll go. No big
And
deal.
you know what the problem is? That not many people want you. So
Hey,
No. Cheap shot, Milone. Cheap shot.
sometimes you got to take them when you can grab them. But we have some footage of yourself as well.
Oh, really?
We're going to be showing in a few moments. I'm not sure. Preston, what footage did you pull up?
Well, before we get to it, let me just say, one of Philly's best attributes is always entertaining the fans.
That's right.
He's a master at his game, a master of his own mind, and a master of all around.
And anything else he needs help with, he's got you.
Absolutely.
Always the ace up the sleeve, Milone. Come on.
You should know that.
I know better than anyone else.
So we decided to have a little fun with the fans one night. Why don't you tell them about it, Phil?
Okay, everyone knows Bill Ding. Well, I decided to dress up as Phil Ding. As you can see, I can't get up because that sumo costume was too much for me. I'm wrestling a guy called Tommy Young. It's his first wrestling match. He actually reffed my match before this and pretty much screwed me out of that match.
Yeah, I was there. It was completely unfair.
I mean, Milone, where do you get these referees from?
You know what? We have a very big shortage of referees lately, so we're pretty much taking them as we get them. And unfortunately, I have to agree with you at times. They are missing what they're supposed to be doing. They should be a little more involved. This is our new referee. We just recently signed him. He's doing a fairly well job.
You get them from the Staten Island schools, don't you?
Well,
Yeah, that's a yes.
it's easier to find them that way.
Okay, as you can see here, I'm doing one of my classic things, choking the guy while distracting a ref by doing pretty much anything.
I'd love that one.
I'm right now trick-or-treating because it's around Halloween time, and I'm also dressed up like a 400-pound fat guy.
Let me ask you a question. Did you get more candy by going out in that costume?
No, for some reason I didn't.
A lot more apples and toothbrushes, huh?
Well, people have a
Pretty much.
tendency to hide them when they see that coming.
Not to take anything away from my friend Bill Ding, who I'm sure is going to see this, who has seen this, and is going to see this show and hear all the nice things you said about him, Philly.
I don't have anything nice to say about Bill Ding.
Edie Ice Cream Man himself.
Yes.
I'm going to tell him you said that.
Hey, I'm sure he'll be here on the show someday.
Now look at Tommy Young right here. He's punching my stomach. I mean, that's not my real stomach, Tom. What are you doing?
Well, he was a referee.
That is true. One of Malone's top referees right there.
Okay, well, look. Tommy Young showed up, said, I want a referee. And we had a shortage. I said, sure, you can be a referee.
So then what happened? Next week he said, I want to wrestle. So you let him wrestle?
I didn't sign that. Didn't you?
Me?
Who they?
I don't know. I may have.
Deputy commissioner's got his hand in the cookie jar all the time anyway.
Well, somebody's got to keep Milone in check, folks. And Phil, let me just say again that this is extremely impressive. I mean, even in the getup that you're in, how you just completely overmatch your opponent.
Would you think you were really 400 pounds by covering with one hand?
Well, come on, I'm Philly Madison. I mean, come on. As a Philly Madison, Phil Ding, it doesn't really matter.
Tommy Young came in with the clothes on. You were teetering.
Yeah, well, if you wore a 400-pound sumo suit, you would be teetering too.
I mean, you have to realize it's a young kid that he's wrestling here. You got to let the young kids get some encouragement. You got to let them have a little comeback here and there. Otherwise, it's just not as fun to beat them.
No. You have to always give them that little piece that they always want, and then just take it away, just like I did right there.
Oh, that was beautiful.
Like candy from a baby, almost.
This is pretty much the finish right here I'm going into. I'm gonna go for my patented choke slam as Phil Ding.
Oh yeah, because I've seen you use the choke slam on numerous occasions.
Well, I did here.
Tommy Young was too green.
Oh, definitely. Boom. Now I'm going in for my finish splash. And bam!
You even got the studded down perfect. The studded step perfect. Absolutely.
And the thing was,
perfect.
I didn't get the pin there. So I'm arguing, that's my finish. But then the referee reminds me, that is not my finish.
No.
My finish is the Madison Slam, which you see right there.
There you go.
1, 2, 3, match over.
That's a thick head to be banging off that mat, let me tell you.
Oh, now here's Max Gator.
What's this kid's problem anyway? He won't talk to me either.
I don't know. I have no idea what his problem is. He comes in, attacks me. I didn't do nothing to him.
I have to apologize for to you for that. That was uncalled for.
What is with you showing this stuff?
Milone does not know how to treat his guests with any types of respect at all.
See, always, Preston always shoving the blame elsewhere. Never takes anything
And
for himself.
look at this stuff you let go on. Now he's attacking the other kid that was in the match.
Yeah, that was my
He's got his brains beaten by Philly.
Well, Phil,
that was a tough one.
where were you, Preston?
I was helping Phil out of the ring. We had to
As you can see right here, he's trying to help me out of the ring.
But we didn't see you helping in the match, which is a very uncharacteristic of you.
Oh, Philly doesn't need my help. That's why I got rid of Zeke Creed. I was tired. I can't keep doing all that work. Yeah. I'm old. Yeah, I'm older than everybody else here. I remember that.
Yeah, you are 104 years old.
Hey, Milone, come on.
Best looking 104-year-old you'll ever see.
That's right.
Hopefully the last one I ever see. Well, I mean, that was a good match.
Yeah, and looking at that just reminded me. I completely respect the idea of entertaining the fans and that you wanted to dress up as Bill Ding, but you did not have to go as far as to not shower for 2 weeks before. I mean, that was terrible.
Will you guys be serious for a minute? Come on.
Well, I wanted to get the Bill Ding character down to, like, an extreme fault, where I had the smell, the walk, the talk. I even ruined my facial hair just to look as disgusting as Bill Ding.
Folks, that is dedication.
And
that's dedication.
Let me just reiterate that everything that is said will be heard, in fact, by Bill Ding, and we'll have to have him on the show and have his side of it.
Why do you have to be a troublemaker?
Me? I'm not. I'm just doing my job as a broadcast journalist.
Where's Madison Avenue?
To Manhattan.
Very good.
I
remembered.
The boy can be taught.
I was just sharing for the fans at home that might not know.
Again, he's insulting the fans at home. Fans, I must say the views expressed by Primetime Joe Milone absolutely in no way mirror my opinion.
See, now you're just trying to get me in trouble. Because I'm not doing anything. I'm just doing my job as a broadcast journalist. And that's it.
Maybe you should just say, folks, if you'd like to learn how to become a professional wrestler, once again, visit the website at teamnepw.com.
And, maybe Philly could teach you a few ways to cheat and win a match.
I never cheat. I win all my matches fair and true. Everyone knows that, Preston. Sorry, Milone. I'm sorry, Preston.
Quite all right.
Don't ever insult me like that.
This man is getting you flustered. I
That was a compliment.
Understand.
Yeah.
Milone, you've seen my matches before. I am technically sound, and I entertain the fans to boot. I mean, no one's better than me in NEPW.
That's why it's called textbook
Because
Philly Madison.
everything I do is textbook.
I mean, they wrote the book on this man.
I don't know about that one. Just wait to be seen. You know, if memory serves correctly, you lost something that you're not carrying around anymore. Was the Lord of the Rings title? You know, I remember. Yes, that's what it was.
That's all right.
You don't have that anymore, do you?
Yes, as of when this taping was done last night, I have lost the Lord of the Ring title. I am no longer Lord Textbook Philly Madison anymore. Thank you for rubbing that in my face.
Oh, and tell the fans who you lost it to. I want to make sure I get everything correct. Who did you lose the belt to? Who was it?
Max Gator.
Oh, Max Gator. Lost the match to Max Gator, huh?
Yeah.
You must feel
Let's just change the subject. We had Sienna Blaze on earlier in the show.
Yes.
And I know you've trained with her. Well, what are your opinions of Sienna Blaze?
Actually, if Sienna Blaze changed her attitude a little bit and stopped caring about what the fans thought, she would be an actually pretty good wrestler.
What's wrong with what the fans think?
Who cares what the fans think? I don't care about what the fans think. Why should anybody else?
I see her prancing around the ring half the time in NEPW, and she seems to love all the fans' reactions. So I don't know what it is. It feeds the ego sometimes.
So you two have a problem with Sienna Blaze? Is that what you're saying?
I guess you could say that. Yes, Milone, I have a problem with Sienna Blaze.
Well, Philly, I want to thank you for coming down, and
Wait,
we're gonna just...
hold on. I'm not done.
Oh, you're not done yet?
No, he's not done yet.
No, see, the problem I have with Sienna Blaze is, right, even though she's a very good wrestler, and she might have beat me once, okay, twice, but it doesn't matter. I mean, I'm Philly Madison. I'm not just good. I'm pretty good. No one's better than me in NEPW, not even Sienna Blaze.
Okay. Well, I don't think you've ever beaten Sienna Blaze.
That's only because I had a little clouded mind at the time.
He wasn't given the rematch.
I wasn't given a correct rematch on my terms. That original match, when I did have a rematch, it was supposed to be a tag match, but neither of our partners showed up. I wasn't mentally sound and ready.
Keep making the excuses. But Philly, thank you again for being...
Wait, we're not done with Philly
I'm
yet.
not done. Malone.
So, what are your some aspirations? What would be a dream match for you?
Dream match. I like to actually wrestle Building.
Really?
Yes. Building would be my dream match because if I wrestle Building, I could show everybody what Building is really full of. And if I was to say what he really is full of, we would have to bleep me out, and I am not going to say it.
Could you be a human being for 1 minute? And just be, what you got to come on and insult everybody. You come out here, you're insulting everybody.
Malone, you're insulting me.
Really, Milone?
You're insulting me right now.
You really have to learn how to treat guests.
This is my life dream to come on to Down to the Mat, and you're just ruining it for me. I don't know.
Again, Philly, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for coming on.
What, you kicking him out?
Yeah, what's the rush?
Well, what's the rush to get rid of Philly?
I'm here to stay. No one's kicking me.
I'm gonna have to get rid of Philly.
Wait, you're not getting.
Oh, come on. Whoa, oh, easy. Hey, what's the textbook?
Thank you, Sienna.
That was rude.
Unnecessary. That windbag was taking up the entire show.
That was very unnecessary. I don't want her back on the show.
She's welcome. Sienna Blaze, you're welcome to come back as many times as you like.
Troublemaker.
Teach Preston a lesson.
Folks, visit the website. Once again, it's teamnepw.com. If you want to learn how to be a wrestler, you want to check out bios of all the wrestlers. If you want to learn about upcoming shows, hit the informer part of the site. You'll read about all the past going-ons and the current going-ons of NEPW.
Yeah, it's a very good, well-maintained website. As well, again, you can contact either of us at primetimejcm@aol.com.
Or you can get me at pmesq151@aol.com. Again, we enjoy all the comments you have coming. If you have an indie fed that you would like us to review, like us to talk about, or if you'd like to have some of you guys down here on the show, guys or girls, down here on the show, get in touch.
Yes. Again, we're not sure when the next episode is going to be airing. We're hopefully, all the plans are going to come to fruition. We're going to have an even bigger and better show for you on the next occasion. I know Preston's got a few things up his sleeve.
Absolutely. What we have planned for you is the biggest and best down to the mat that has ever been around. No joke. We're really we're gonna bring it to you, the fans, because it's what you deserve.
Staten Island's wrestling fans are lacking good wrestling programming locally. And we don't have to name anybody. Just
No names.
No names. But, you know, we're gonna provide you accurate information and good shows and entertaining shows, which is the most important, that you don't get in a lot.
Absolutely. Folks,
Is this a paid advertisement for Philly Madison up here?
why?
You left his name up here?
Well, I miss him.
I'm sure he'll be at your house later.
He has some serious workouts to do.
Yeah, we're going to be featuring some of Preston's footage of working out with his wrestlers in a future date.
Folks, I'm Preston Montgomery, Esquire.
Primetime Joe Milone. We'll see you soon.